Hello, my name is Isabella Greene. Welcome to my channel. This is part 2 of how to exit reincarnation cycle, the video that I released some time ago. And in that video, I talked about us having choices once we get out of our bodies, once we die. We have choices. That was the main point of that video. Now, I would like to bring you these choices or describe what options that I am now aware of are available to us once we are out of our physical bodies. Since I released that video, I had the chance to work with a number of souls, to interview the souls that were passed on, and also the ones that were disincarnated and created auric attachments. So we're just hanging out in the in-between layer because they did not want to go into reincarnation cycle but did not quite know how to transition themselves. So this is the material that I'm bringing to you now. Once we get out of the physical bodies, we have options to transition into reincarnation cycle. Quite a few souls actually opt for going back to Earth because they enjoyed their human experience, or they just do not feel like they want to go anywhere else. They want to come back to Earth. And so that's the easiest part. You come out of the body, you go into the light, you're picked up by a number of angelics, or the beings that are posing as angelics. You experience presence of your deceased parents or your loved ones. You hang out there, and then you stay in that reincarnation cycle until you get the next body, and then you're back into Earth. And when that happens, you're matching your previous experience by the law of attraction, and this is how we get our karmic imprints. Because once you are out of the body, if you are with the angelics, if you went into the light and you're in that layer where the souls are hanging out, and that's kind of considered to be an entrapment layer around this planet, so that to keep the souls here, to keep the souls incarnating into Earth density, you will have like a judgment day where you'd be told that, oh, you didn't do so good, or you have to go back to Earth to continue your learning, or you have to learn more, or you have to do better the next time. And so the karmic imprints are very much linked to that layer, that reincarnational process, because you will be matched with what was happening before. And so a lot of people experience continuation of the karmic line into the next incarnation, and it serves the beings that are harvesting the energy, for example, the energy of suffering, so that the soul that was suffering previously in the previous incarnation would continue their suffering in the next. And that works very nicely for the beings who are interested in harvesting that kind of energy. Everyone does this exact process. They come out of the body, they go into the light, and then they come back into Earth. That's it. That's all we know at this time. And we are proactively shepherded by the beings that are posing as angelics, or maybe they are angelics, maybe they are serving that dimension on that reincarnational cycle. I don't really know what these beings are, but I have seen that or have been told by the souls that were in between layer. They would say, oh, I'm just holding on here so that I'm not going, I'm resisting the angelic, so I'm resisting these beings that are all over me trying to pull me into reincarnation cycle. So I've seen and I've heard that part. There is another level of awareness, and sometimes souls hang out here and they lost the bodies, but they very often attach to other living bodies and create like the entity auric attachments, which is quite common, or they're just hanging in the earth plane still because they know that as soon as they continue flowing, they're going to be taken into reincarnation cycle. But when I've talked to or interviewed and communicated with these souls, they would say, I came from a different dimension. I remember, now that I'm out of the body, I fully remember that I came from, let's say, I don't know, a Pleiadian dimension or Arcturian dimension or Andromedan dimension. I would like to join or be reabsorbed back into that dimension, and that is an option too. And so when I do the work, I call in the presence from these dimensions that these people came from, or the soul incarnated onto earth from, and it's like calling in their team or calling in their assistance. And that's when we have to really keep the angelic, so these beings that are very active and pulling you into reincarnation cycle, we have to keep them at bay. We have to protect that soul so that it could be picked up by their team. And the soul has to go through recalibration process. As they went through recalibration process in raising their density, getting denser to jump into earth incarnations. Same thing when they are departing earth incarnations and transitioning into higher dimensional realms. They have to go through a recalibration process, and so they are, what I've observed, these souls would be picked up by kind of like a shuttle, or that's how my brain translates it, but they're picked up by their same kind as themselves, the cosmic beings, and it's kind of like a recalibration station that they go into first before they reabsorb back into their original consciousness. And so this is a different option that is also available to you, and you can actually practice that. And I will tell you about practicing this in a moment. The third option that we have is just dissipating in the void. And a lot of people get confused about that. I had people ask me to assist them, or to make sure, or make a soul contract for them that they dissipate into the void. I don't know if that's possible. I think every person has to make their own choice, but then at the same time, a lot of people misunderstand what dissipating in the void really means. Because in the void, everything is present and nothing is present at the same time. It's complete emptiness. And so I ask these people, when they tell me this, or when they say, oh, this is what I want, I ask them, have you experienced the state of the void? Have you gone into that state while you are conscious here in this reality? And they would say, no, we never experienced it, but this is what we want. Something that it's like a party, that everyone is present there and hanging out there because of what is being said, that everything is present there. That is accurate, but it's definitely not like a party because there are no beings there. If you want beings, then you need to choose a specific dimension, a specific cosmic race, a specific location, a specific layer of reality that you want to go to. But as to the void, you literally become space. You become nothing. And a lot of souls who have been around many dimensions, many incarnations, and experienced a lot of stuff already, feel like they want to just rest like that. And that's an option too, but it only happens to this particular stream, that this particular layer or flow of consciousness that you are right now in this physical body. So that you come out of the body and this piece could just be dissipated into the void without continuing, just to rest a little bit. However, other parts of your soul that are having other kinds of experiences and other dimensions, you can join them after getting out of this body, or they continue on their process, and this consciousness is the part that gets dissipated into the void. And I always recommend for people to experience what it is that they're choosing while they're still in the human body. You can literally practice your death. By that I mean advanced meditative practice. Samadhi meditations will take you out of the body and into the void, will take you out of the body and into dimensions that you think you like, or so that you can experience that more, so that you can play there and check it out. Does it feel like home? Does it feel good to you? Is this where you want to go? And don't make that choice right now. You have a lifetime ahead of you, perhaps, and there are many different options available for you to experience and to choose from. And these deep meditations, and I speak from experience because I've been doing these deep meditations at night for over 5 years now. So coming out of the body and going, directing yourself into dimensions, or just going into the void becomes really easy. And that's what death is, really. So you kind of experience the mini death. You get out, but you come back into the body. With death, you just come out and you do not return to the body. That's the only difference. But you get to experience what it is that's available to you while still being able to come back to the body. So when the final moment comes and you're ready to let go of your physical body, you would know what it is that you are into, exactly what it is that's driving you, what it is that feels the best. Perhaps you're missing your Cassiopeian dimension. Perhaps you're missing the any type of other dimension that feels really good to you. So play with it here. Know that you have choices, and know that you are always able to practice that here at this time while you're still alive, so that when you are departing from the body, you're able to make the right choice for yourself. Thank you for tuning in today. If you'd like to have a session with me, you can reach me at IsabellaGreene.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I bring you all kinds of information on this channel. Love and blessings. Namaste.